$1 back with another 2008 year and continues with WrestleMania 24. I gotta say this was a good WrestleMania, but it's kind of like last year's WrestleMania, you know? But anyways, March 30th, a Raw Smackdown and ECW branded pay-per-view, which only gets one match from this brand. And ECW does have a match here on like the following year with 25, where there was zero match ECW matches. Although, you know, technically there was an well, I'm not gonna get into it anyways. At the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida. Yeah, it's kind of rare that I mention Orlando, Florida, because you know, mentioning the TNA pay-per-views, but they rarely were in the Impact Zone in this time period. Because, you know, Against All Odds was not in the Impact Zone, stands one match. Destination X was not in the Impact Zone. Lockdown's a big event, so I'm not gonna count that. But Sacrifice was the next one in Orlando, so yeah. And I think the last two, which were Turning Point and the second Final Resolution. So yeah, they were only in the Impact Zone for pay-per-views. Four of them, I think. Except for Against All Odds. But, yeah. Anyways, let's get to, yeah, and also, this was the last WrestleMania to take place in the Ruthless Aggression era. It would end at SummerSlam, which I'll get into it, which starts the whole PG thing, and yeah. Now, I'm gonna cover this match, but I'm not gonna rank because this was on the pre-show. There was this Battle Royal to determine the number one contender for the ECW Championship, which Kane won, last only Mark Henry, and yeah, I'll get to that match down the road. But anyways, the first match of the WrestleMania, a Belfast Brawl match. JBL defeats Finlay. This was actually a fun match. JBL beating the hell and Finlay beating the hell out of each other. And there was JBL grabbing a trash can and hitting Hornswoggle with it. Yeah, this is the whole ending of that whole McMahon Hornswoggle storyline. Thank the Lord. But yeah, this was a fun match. But I only give it an 8 out of 10 for this match. And JBL got another pay-per-view victory. He'll have 3 during his return pay-per-view run. And he will lose like most of them. He lost at No Way Out. The following pay-per-view, Backlash, he lost. Judgment Day, he lost. One Night Stand Extreme Rules, he lost. SummerSlam, he lost. Unforgiven, he lost. No Mercy, he lost. Survivor Series, he lost. And then, of course, the last 3 of his pay-per-views, you know, Rumble, No Way Out, and WrestleMania, he lost. And he's retired for the second time by Rey Mysterio. So, yeah. Anyways, second on the main show, the Money in the Bank ladder match. CM Punk defeats Corleo, Chris Jericho, John Morrison, Mr. Kennedy, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin. CM Punk winning this was actually fine until the night after Night of Champions, which we'll get to that shortly after. This was a fun Money in the Bank ladder match. Matt Hardy returned in this, continued the feud between him and MVP, which continued during the summer of 07, the dark summer of 2007, that is. I mean, you already know what happened. But, this is kind of Punk won this Money in the Bank ladder match. The following year, he won it for the second year in a row. But yeah, I give it another 8.5 out of 10. Now, this is the next match is an air promotional match. Basically a Smackdown versus Raw match. And, Batista defeats Umaga. You kind of feeling how they were the prior year's WrestleMania. I mean, Umaga was in the Battle of the Billionaires match with Bobby Lashley the prior, Batista was in the World Heavyweight Championship defending and lost to The Undertaker, who is now going into the Hall of Fame. Undertaker is, so yeah, well deserved for him. We'll get to him near the end. But anyways, match was actually not that bad, but Batista slipped to do the Batista bomb, and kind of awkward to think about. But whatever, I give it a 6 out of 10. Anyways, next match is for the ECW Championship. And this is the shortest match of the card. Kane defeats Chavo Guerrero in 11 seconds. Yeah. Chavo made his entrance, which, by the way, the ramp is really long. Not like WrestleMania 33's ramp, for God's sakes. Kane, for some reason, was underneath the ring, gets back in. Bell rings, chokeslam, 1, 2, 3. Kane is the new ECW champion. Yeah, that's basically it. I can't outrate this because it's a squash match. And you know why. And yes, squash matches don't count. But this was just 11 seconds anyways, but I can't rate this. They have a lengthier match at Backlash. And Kane's running with DCA Championship was decent until he got drafted back to Raw. And he had to lose the ECW Championship. At least they did not have him relinquish it like the prior year's draft with Bobby Lashley. So yeah, that's a smart move on their part, but whatever. And then we have, you can argue with this or the main event being the best matches of the night. The last time I'm going to mention the career-threatening match, that's the third time I mentioned it, from Royal Rumble, No Way Out, and right here at WrestleMania 24. Anyway, Shawn Michaels defeats Ric Flair, so Ric Flair's WWE career is over. Because in 2 days he has to go with TNA and had to... Whatever. Nobody can keep their promises. Yeah. Ric Flair was just inducted into the Hall of Fame, and hey, we got to see the future Charlotte here in the crowd, but yeah. Shawn was hurt and like his ribs were like busted up, and because he went through the moonsault, but Flair missed and his ribs hit the Raw announce table, and yeah. And after this match, by the way, I give it an 8.9 out of 10. And after this, Shawn had a odd feud with Batista, which both guys were on. Shawn was on Raw and Batista was on SmackDown. And then he puts Jericho in this feud. Actually, I changed my mind with that. I'd give it a 9 for that. But yeah. But, yeah, they had Shawn feud with Batista, and you had Jericho be in this feud. It was just awkward. Weird feud. In 08. Basically, most of the 08 stuff was weird to begin with. And then, a piss break match. Of course, when I review these WrestleManias, they had to have a piss break. A Playboy Bunny Mania Lumberjack match with Beth Phoenix and Melina, with Santino Morel, which, by the way, Snoop Dogg was at this show, and when he rang the bell, which Festus was there, the future Luke Gallows, he goes, nothing goes after Santino, which was kind of funny. It's kind of like when Tom's gonna get beat up by a Spike. Yeah. And I didn't know Big Floyd was at the show. I think by Backlash, he would become a SmackDown announcer up until before SummerSlam, and he would go to TNA also, which, yeah, that run was not that good. Mick Foley was. Just a piss break match. I give it a 2. Anyways, then we have for the WWE Championship, and I thought Orton's reign of terror was going to end, but nope, we gotta wait till Backlash. Randy Orton defeats John Cena and Triple H. Well, this the WWE Championship did not main event the show. Oh, this triple threat match is extremely overrated. I'm sorry, because, well, it's not like the Night of Champions match the following year, which, yeah, that match was not that good from Night of Champions 2009. This match was overrated. I give it a 7. And Orr wins with... I hate his... I hate the punt. The only one he made the punt look good was when he did the Vince, but every other punt looks so fake. And yeah, this was an okay triple threat match. I give it a 7. And then we have, well, it's not imagined on Wikipedia, but it was on the biggest versus the best. This match was not as bad as at all. Floyd Mayweather defeats the Big Show by knockout. Big Show did not look weak in this match, okay? And this was funny because the fans were booing Mayweather, cheering the Big Show. I mean, yeah. But this was not that great of a match. But it was not as bad. I only give it a 4 for that. Big Show will go back to Smackdown. And he had a mini feud with the Great Khali. What's that? Let me check. Yeah. Oh boy. I give it a 4 for that. That's just another... Yeah, Big Show getting lost to another celebrity. But anyways, then we have the main event, the right main event, the right match to main event WrestleMania 24 for the World Heavyweight Championship. Not like the following year where they had Triple H and Orton had to follow up Michaels and Undertaker. The Undertaker defeats Edge by submission, and I think this is the best match of the card. And fun fact, this was the first time that the World Heavyweight Championship main event WrestleMania. The other two were 20 and 21. Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah, that happened. I did those 2 WrestleManias. And this is the last time the World Heavyweight Championship main event WrestleMania, because 25 was the semi-main event. 26 was like in the middle of the show. 27, 28, 27, 28, the opener. 29 was in the middle. And yeah. 9.5, I don't think it was the best match. Well, they have a lot of matches today. This match, Backlash we'll get to soon. Judgment Day, One Night Stand, Extreme Rules in the TLC match, and of course the Hell in a Cell match at SummerSlam. 9.5 out of 10. The Undertaker was 16-0. This feud started like near the spring of 2007, which Edge went to SmackDown to cash in on the Undertaker because Undertaker was taking time off. They had to take the title off him. That's why Edge showed up and cashed in the briefcase when he took it from Mr. Kennedy and won the title. But Undertaker wins with the Hell's Gate. Oh no, they didn't call it Hell's Gate at this time, but it's technically Hell's Gate. But yeah, Undertaker wins the World Heavyweight Championship for the second time. Yeah, the second time. He won at WrestleMania 23, here 24, and then again at Hell in a Cell 2009, which I did those 3. So 9.5 out of 10. Overall, WrestleMania 24 was a very good WrestleMania. Not WrestleMania 20 good, but I give it an 8 out of 10. So yeah, this was a good WrestleMania. And yeah, next up is Lockdown and Backlash, where Randy Orton's reign of terror finally ends. Bye. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to those 50 subscribers. And yeah, I'll do my other WrestleMania reviews later. Probably Thursday. I'll start with WrestleMania 20 or WrestleMania 18. My bad. Bye.